So Klangeby's list is a librarian, primaries chaplain on bike, a watchmaster, Indomitor kill team, another Indomitor kill team with a bunch of heavy intercessors and 3 aggressors in both of them. The other Indomitor kill team has 5 Inceptors with assault bolters. A Proteus kill team with a bunch of Thunderhammers. Another Proteus kill team with what do we have here? A bunch of Storm Shields and Thunderhammers, so just as the first one. A Spectrus kill team, so Eliminators and Infiltrators. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want the details, as I said, check out the PCP app for the event. I just reiterate that is facing off against 4 Helverins, 6 Warglaves with Meltas, and a Knight Paladin. Okay, we finally start to see something happening on the table. The excitement is going through the roof, I tell you. Through the roof. We can go through the secondaries once more, since they are sure taking their sweet time. Klangeby with his Deathwatch pieces are playing Long Vigil, Bring It Down, but spelled Bryn for some reason, and Cripple Stronghold, while Sami Sjölander are playing Renew Oath, Yield No Ground, and Honor the House. So, interesting picks there, the Long Vigil, Bring It Down, and Cripple Stronghold. He sort of kind of wants to get up on that midfield, start doing Cripple Strongholds on the centermost objectives, while keep making sure Sami does not run around and get into his deployment zone. And Bringing It Down is, of course, an obvious pick, just because Sami has only vehicles. So that just makes sense. And Sami's Renew the Oath, Yield No Ground, and Honor the House. It's very obvious that he wants to run up, like most Knight lists, and just make sure that he doesn't need to turn around and lose those victory points for not moving towards his enemy, or more exactly, moving towards his own deployment zone, own table edge. I think we're going to see a very, very aggressive game from both players here. The scenario was Abandoned Sanctuaries. So it's hold 1, hold 2, hold more, and then you need to control the center objective, or destroy a unit that was within 6 inches of the center objective. Placing well into both lists. Sami, when you check the terrain, the centermost objective is kinda exposed. I'm not sure if they are playing the containers as obscuring as they should, but I can go out and double check that, because it doesn't seem like much is happening of anything out there. But both players want to play aggressive. Sami just need to make sure to stay away from the Thunderhammers and not let the heavy intercessor super strat punish him too much. Normally I would say that would probably not be a problem for Sami, but he looks a bit hungover from the after party yesterday, so yeah, this can be rough for Sami. And Klangeby is Sweden's 3rd best player, so yeah, he's not gonna make any mistakes, and he looks ready to fight, while Sami looks more like ready to die. I will go out and double check how they're gonna play the containers in the center, if they're obscuring or just normal containers. Be right back. Again, sorry for the silence, everyone. I double checked with them. They will play them just as the rule states. They are not obscuring. Not that it really matters that much when I think about it. That's a double container stack, so it's actually quite high. Klangeby is the only one that will benefit from them anyway, and he can easily hide a squad of kill teams behind those without Sami being able to see them. The only time it differs is, I guess, when a huge knight walks up to the container and like the guns are sticking over them, so they can take line of sight from like above them. But apart from that, they are technically obscuring for Klangeby. It's more of a disadvantage for Sami, because even his small knights will be seen over those containers. They are rolling for sides now. We will remove the header just to see. Okay, so I think Sami will be playing from the southern side, while Klangeby plays from the north. Klangeby doing a little bit of a mind game, knowing that Sami is a bit hungover, and he won the roll for who gets to decide the side, and he just, I want your side, so you need to switch side. Ha ha ha. Made no difference whatsoever, I think. And I'm sorry that we can't see the entire table. We are losing some of the table on the southern side, but almost nothing on the northern side. I don't think it will be an issue in this game. Both players want to press forward and get to the center anyway. But if there are any problems, I will just run out and double check what is hidden. And if anyone new is watching, this is the Fantasia Fanatic 42 from Stockholm, Umeå. A grand tournament. We have 99, I think it's 99 40k players playing this year. We had a few drop-offs in the yesterday. So we went down from 104 players to 90 something. 99 I think it was, or 97 players. For anyone interested in the top 5 at the moment, I can check it right now. It is the players playing on this table are Mikael Klangebys and Sami Sjölander, that's placed 1 and 2. On third place we have Björn Eriksson with his evil sons. Go Björn, go! He's stream favorite from the Grand Fanatic that we held in Stockholm a few months back. Really good orc player. I hope he will keep on kicking butt, so we might see him in the finals. And Björn is facing off against the 4th place, Daniel Hesselberg, Big Papa D, the former Swedish ITC captain, with his Imperial Knights that we saw on the stream yesterday. And everyone who's missed the stream can see them at Rather Done Than Perfect on Facebook. And a few days after that we will upload it onto Fantasia North's YouTube as well. Because this stream is brought to you by Fantasia North, and Rather Than the Perfect is me, Kim Södlund, and Lennart, who sadly is off at work at the moment. And in 5th place we have Tim Nordin that we saw yesterday on the stream as well with his 1000 Suns. So we have 2 Knights, Death Watch and Orcs in the top together with 1000 Suns. While they keep on setting up, we can go through the 6th to 10th place. It's Magnus Forsklund, Daniel Bergström, Elias Holmgren, Mattias Eliasson and Alexander Molin. So we have some things going down. We have a kill team going down on the center objective, a few bikes. We have one of Sami's heavily converted. This is the big knight. He is putting down the paladin behind the ruin there. Sami Sjölanders Knights are pieces of art. They are really, really cool. They are converted giants from Age of Sigmar that he is given like bionics, huge guns. They're really, really beautiful. Let 1 second, I will double check what his name is on Instagram, where you can see them all. There I got Sami's Instagram. It's Belsko Paints. We'll write it in the chat for anyone. Belsko Paints. There you can see his converted knights. They are so beautiful. Really, go in and see them. They won the Best in Show in the Grand Fanatic. For a reason. There were some beautiful looking free-handed armies, but these guys are just so converted. They're amazing. So this game will be going on until 11:30 Swedish time. I would like to see them get on with it, because they've spent half an hour of game time and they're still in the setup. Sure, it's small armies, they're very aggressive, so it will probably be a quick game when the game gets started. And it's early in the morning, I guess, so... But as we saw yesterday in the last game, we had someone clocking out, and it would be a shame if they clock out. Not that I think they will, they're way too rutinated for that. So we have another team going down on the center ruin. I think the camera has shifted a little bit more today because we're losing quite a lot of Sami's deployment zone, or the back end of the deployment zone. He is positioned somewhere. Oh, they're so converted. I think that's Hellglaives he is put down. I will go and double check what kill team he's hiding in that ruin. Yeah, sorry, the first two kill teams were the melee kill teams with the Thunderhammers. Now we're putting down the shoot kill team with the heavy intercessors. And I think the jump pack Duderinos have AP2 guns. So they're really nasty. And the thing about Deathwatch, that's an army that isn't played that much, at least here in Sweden. But we have quite a few very good Deathwatch players, Klangeby being one prime example. If you followed our stream for a while, you will have seen Klangeby face off against a local talent, Benjamin Hyvnen, or Bebe Bebelicious, as it's also known as. And he completely crushed Bebe, and that was surprising for some people at least. I think me and Lennart was quite surprised when he has charged the Custodes and just killed them with one of those melee kill teams. Because they're really good, they're really nasty, both in shooting and melee, and they get even worse if you're playing Xenos, like Tyranids. They can just shred Nids. Is one of those armies you just want to get the alpha strike on them, because if they alpha strike you, oh boy howdy, are you gonna be in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And that is the question, will Sami be able to do a good trading game against this? I suspect one, if not both, of the close combat teams will go and hide behind the crates in the top right center, and then just wait for an opportunity to strike out and destroy whatever comes in the middle and start trading. But then again, one of those teams are quite expensive, but they're also quite durable. They have a lot of storm shields, and yeah, that can be hard to shoot through. So this is all about can Sami trade efficiently against this army and stay on the objectives in the center. That is the question. Because Deathwatch, they have so many tricks. They can fall back and shoot. They can steal battle tactics from other chapters. They shoot like nothing else. They punch like nothing else. Really nasty. So is Hidings. the sneaky infiltrate kill team in the ruin on the top right hand side. So, Klangeby seems to be done with his setup. Sami as well, I will double check because it seems like we are missing quite a few of the Imperial Knight pieces. Yeah, we are. What we're not seeing are a bunch of Helverines standing just outside of camera shot to the south for Sami. That's what we are missing. So everything is sort of focused on the left hand side. So we're going into round one, I guess. And they are gonna play with the clock. I think you're just having some bantering. Here we go. Let's see who won. We have the good luck handshake. They're both saying good luck. So, Klangeby seems to have the first turn. I don't know if that's what he wanted, but we will see. Okay, the overlay is a bit in the way, so we will remove it until they've moved up onto the battlefield. There we go. So it's turn one. They are doing some last minute adjustments to the terrain just to make it more fair. Yeah, they just agreed to do some quick changes just to make it a bit fairer. Nothing problem with that. We haven't. The players can adjust the terrain if they want to. Just putting out some command points. He makes sure that it's actually his time running. Very good. They have forgotten to set the clock. Not quite sure what is wrong for there. As I said, sadly we have no table boss, and my co-caster has left the building, so to speak, to be an adult and work. Okay, what they did there was just putting one of the containers, they switched the place onto the containers because the container that was at the bottom had an open door, and that sort of kind of affects movement. I guess they want to keep the table as mirrored as possible. As I mentioned before, we have no rule against the players switching up the terrain if they want to, as long as both of them agree on it. A lot of talking from the players at the moment. Sam is going through which is his honor dice and which is his command point dice. Yeah, placing one of the melee kill teams behind the containers. Nothing too surprising there. Preparing an ambush. Or, I don't know if it is an ambush if Sami is seeing it coming, but yeah, now that will deter Sami from just running up the center and taking the objective without getting any further benefit from it. Because they sort of kind of have to die somehow. But then again, it's really hard to get a shot on them. If he wants to shoot them, he kind of needs to go all the way to the right hand side, most objective. And I will double check since we are not seeing the entire deployment zone of Sami. Yeah, as mentioned before, Sami doesn't really have anything on the right hand side of his deployment zone, so he will probably have to run some of the Helverins standing just out of camera shot behind the centermost ruin in the south, and trying to get some shots off on those before they charge. Because when they get stuck in, those heavy thunderhammers do a lot of damage. Like, amazingly well against knights or anything well armored. It loves facing off against like high quality elite units. Very dangerous move. A true power flex here in this first move from Klangeby. I think they're just stating intent, as we used to call it. Klangeby is asking where can you see them, and they are like measuring, and yeah, Klangeby is stating intent that he wants to know where does he has to stand to see them. And that is important for any new players who haven't gone to a tournament, especially if you're new. Always state intent. Like if sadly you couldn't hear when Daniel Hesserberg plays his games. He's such a great guy to play against. Really nice guy, very good 40k player. He always tells you what he's thinking. Like, what I want to do with this unit, I want to go and shoot that unit. Then he measures, double checks, and he goes like, can I see that unit with this unit? And then you check and go like, yes, okay. And if you're gonna deep strike, he says, I'm intending to deep strike here, if it's okay if I place my models right now, instead of at the end of the turn. And who can say no when someone just asks you very politely to put down the units? And I think everyone should do that. Just state your intent. It will speed up the game. Both of you will have a much more fun. But as usually, this turn 1, the movement phase, is not the most exciting part of the game. And I want to say good morning to all of our viewers. I can see that we have 7 viewers at the moment. How are you doing this morning while we're waiting for something to happen in this game? And really strong of you guys. Good morning, Beschenbauer, or however I should pronounce your name. Good morning, good morning. So we have another kill team just moving up on the right hand side most objective, a very safe move. As I said, Sami has focused his entire army off screen, sadly, to the left hand side. More or less, it looked like he was more or less giving up the right hand side. Would be interesting to see what his plan was with that after the game. Teams and players, we have. I'm not completely sure of the team names, but we have Klangeby. I can even show you here. We have Klangeby playing the Death Watch pieces in the north, versus Sami playing the Imperial Knights in the south. Or, well, Imperial Knights and Imperial Knights. Humongous giants with big chainsaws. And as I said, if you haven't seen Sami's army, you can't really enjoy it from this bird's eye view. Go to Belsko Paints, I will write it in the chat again, and check out on Instagram then, and check out his knights. They are so cool. So visit Belsko Paints on Instagram and just enjoy those pieces. They are so beautiful, so beautiful. Or maybe beautiful is the wrong word. They're like super duper cool. I also think he has some work in progress pictures as well, so you can see how we built them. It's a lot of green stuff, a lot of kit bashing. And there we have Klangeby done with his turn, and it's off to the races for Sami. He goes, okay, he's planning on sacrificing a Hellbreen to take the center objective. Well, it will score him the progressive. Because we're playing Abandoned Sanctuaries, so it's holding the middle and shooting stuff off, or killing stuff from the middle. And I guess it's sort of kind of good play. He needs to get out on those objectives to not fall behind the primary game. Right now we have 2 against 2. So Sami's holding 2, Klangeby's holding 2, but I think Sami will move up a small knight behind the ruin in the center on his side and take the last one as well. And since Klangeby is playing the long vigil, I think the secondary is called, Sami kind of needs to push forward into the meat grinder Klangeby has set up for him. It's going to be a painful experience, but Sami can't really do anything else until Klangeby reveals his pieces. And for everyone who missed the deployment, we still have one melee kill team hidden behind the command and victory point counter in the top middle, and he has a shoot kill team hidden in the ruin on the top left hand side. And that's a very, very shooty unit that will kill one small knight just in one go. If Klangeby pops his super strat, and I guess he's saving up command points to use it, then he can actually sandblaster away an entire knight with just bolters. It's insane how much firepower the heavy intercessor kill teams have. Just insane. Okay, we have already people screaming from the Age of Sigmar tables. That's not good. Jakob Holmström, mysmorgon med te och hellbrutmålning. Well, that's a big mix. A cozy morning with tea and hellbrute painting. I like the painting hellbrutes. They're really cool models. Sadly, we don't see them enough on the competitive tables. But I really love the hellbrute model. Looks so good. If I played Chaos, I would have 3 of them, just because they're so freaking cool. That and the plastic Chaos Terminators kits. I just love the plastic Chaos Terminators. They're so badass. Okay. I'm not sure what Sami is measuring there. It is some sort of threat range from the kill team behind the building. But I'm not absolutely sure what it is he's worried about. Sami's having a few questions about what the units do, which is a legit thing to have when you're facing off against Deathwatch. They have a lot of tricksy stuff they can do, so yeah. I'm wondering if Sami might be done with his turn. I will go and double check. Be right back, folks. Okay, I had to double check there if Sami was actually done with his turn, but he wasn't. Sami was thinking about advancing the knight on the left hand side just to block off the objective a little bit more. But he was reminded that the craters are difficult terrain and he is affected by difficult terrain. Because tiny knights do not benefit from the 3-inch, ignore 3-inch terrain. Which is an interesting thing, all the knight players out there. When you're playing against your opponent, ask them how tall the trees are. Very important, because if you play the trees as 3 inches, then you can walk through woods without penalty. Very important. Ludwig played against Hesselberg yesterday, and he tried to be funny and said, well, the craters, they are 5 inches tall, aren't they? It was kind of funny. And that was just so that Hesselberg would get -2 movement on his big knight. But no, they are not. So, just so that we don't have any confusion. Sami is checking threat from the melee team hiding behind the command point counter. Very smart, you don't want to give away assets for free. But as I mentioned, the middle knight, I think it's just gonna get charged to death by the kill team hiding behind the containers. I think the left hand side will be sandblasted to death by the shooty kill team hiding in the ruin right in front of it. But we shall see. Sami is thinking about which knight he wants to take his objective in the bottom center. And as we usually see in top matches, there's a lot of measuring. They go by the carpenter's motto, measure twice, cut once. So measure twice, move once. And I can't hear the table like clearly, but I hear there's a lot of conversation going on between the players. Sami want to keep the Helverin because that's a Helverin. I will double check what type of knights it is on the objectives. I expect we have 2 melee knights in the middle, and then we have 2 shooting knights in the back. But I will double check. Be right back. The knight taking the center objective is actually a Helverin, so it's a shooting knight. Interesting choice. Or maybe he didn't have a choice. It was the only model that could actually get to the objective. Maybe. Or he wants to sacrifice a Helverin so that he can charge with a melee knight on the counter charge. But I think Sami is actually done with his turn. So that was the end of turn 1. We're going into turn 2, so we can switch the turn counter, and I will soon head out and check the score. I suspect it will be quite low scoring this first turn. So I got the scoring for the first turn. We have a whopping... let's see if I write the correct points on the correct rows here. We have 4 points for Klangebys Death and 8 points on secondaries for Sami's Knights. Not a bit much of a surprise there. Both of them are playing quite defensively. Sami is taking initiative and exposing himself, giving Klangeby the opportunity now to strike at some of his assets. The question is, what will he strike at and with what? And will the counterpunch be too much for Klangeby? Can Sami weather the storm, so to speak? Or, yeah. I can do the command points as well. CP for Klangeby is 4, and CP for Sami is 2. So what I'm expecting here from Klangeby is he will move forward with his okay. Okay, a correction from the table. Some Klangeby just realized that he advanced with the unit that was doing the what's it called? Tear down the barriers, where he needs to do the actions on the center objectives. So Klangeby goes down from 4 to 0 victory points. Nothing too significant there. It's early in the game. It's always nice to get an early lead. But Klangeby has now the chance to blast Sami off the 2 objectives that he's standing on. He should be able to do it. He has heavy thunder hammers. He has the Sand Blaster shooty squad hiding in the ruins. But it looks like he's checking if he can engage all the way back in Sami's deployment zone. I don't really know how he's supposed to do that, unless he have fly. I guess he could combat squad out the jump packs from the shooty heavy intercessor squad, make a huge dive and try to blast him off that objective. But it seems like quite an aggressive play here going into turn 2. We will remove the overlay just so that we can see if he is touching the melee unit in the center. Yeah, he should have 4 primary points, but I only take the scoring at the end of the turn, so I don't take it... at the end of each turn I take the score, just to not disturb them too much. Otherwise I would have to go out and check like all the time, and that will disturb the players. And after all, they have traveled far and paid good money to be here, and the battle... We are just enjoying enjoying their struggles, so to speak. One day we will get a table boss and stuff like that, then we will keep you guys updated. But we're all hobbyists like you guys. We do what we can with the resources we have. And for some reason it's really hard to get one person to sit and look at a table and just say what people are doing for 2 whole days. Really weird, really weird. But if we have a volunteer who wants to come up to Umeå and be a table boss, just give me or Dea, the tournament organizer, a call, and oh boy, we will love having you. I've asked Dea for a table boss as a Christmas present this year. So Klangeby is just scooching a little bit. I have a really hard time seeing that he can hide behind the ruin. He's probably just making sure that he's as difficult as possible to interact with, I guess. But now he's gonna start doing Cripple Stronghold on that objective. Oh, I can see the team, the tournament organizer are setting up the best in show tables. Interesting. I will try to get some pictures for you guys from the best in show and show you. If I have time, I will probably show them during the lunch. Because oh boy, howdy, do we have some beautiful armies. Sami's army is just one of them, or Sami's army are more like super duper cool, and I think he's gonna win best in show with his knights again, because he won the Grand Fanatic in Stockholm with his knights last time, and there's a bit of a different crowd up here in northern Sweden, so I think he can win it once more. I will double check with the tournament organizer if they have online voting this year. Well, I'll be right back. I double checked with the tournament organizer, and they will not have online voting this year for the best in show. But I will try to get some picture of it and show it here on the stream, because there are, as I said, quite a lot of beautiful looking armies. We have a lot of beautiful 40k armies. The standard has really gone up the last couple of, like, I would say the last six or 7 years. But on the Age of Sigmar side, there are some really good players. We are after all in the city of Squidmar himself, so we have several Golden Demon competitors, a few of those Games Workshop online competition winners in among the players today. So I hope to show you some really nice looking armies. But back to the game, nothing unexpected happened here, and I spoke to Sami when I came back, and was like, yeah, this is what is gonna happen, I can do nothing about it. He will jump forward now, sandblast one of the knights to death, and yeah, there's nothing much he can do about it. Now he just needs to respond to it. Hopefully kill the entire unit, but you never know. Transhuman. I am quite sure they also have the heavy intercessor armor strat as well, so they will be quite hard to shift from that objective. Now is the question, what will dive in on the centermost objective? Will something dive in on that objective, or is Klangeby just satisfied on pushing Sami down to scoring 8 points? I doubt it. It would be really nice to push Sami down to scoring just 4 points for holding one of the objectives. And he will also score 1 point for destroying a unit within 6 inches of the center objective. So yeah, he's measuring to move up from the center ruin. He's having a big go think about it. a long think about it. I took a sneak peek, and he's scratching his beard, so he's having a really big think about it. He's scooching back one heavy intercessor squad so that his bikes can move up. I think the entire unit has jump packs as well. He's telling me to back up, probably to avoid heroic interventions maybe. And then the rest of the squad will follow. I will double check the composition of that squad. Be right back. Yeah, I had to double check the composition of the unit. So, yes, he moves the bike first, then the jump 16 inches, the jump packs behind them, and then he keeps on conga lining to the normal infantry. He has also used the litanies to have +2 to charge and extra 3 inches consolidation. So if he makes the charge, he will be able to consolidate everything into close combat. So yeah. Apart from what unit does the charge, everything looks pretty much as we expected. 2 of the knights are going down. And Klangeby will have the initiative. He will be the one doing the pressuring in the early game. Now we can put back the overlay so we can see their beautiful, beautiful names and their factions. There we go. Yeah, so okay, the movement phase is not quite over yet. He is moving out another kill team. He wants to check line of sight. I will double check what type of weapons they are carrying. I think it's multi-meltas. Okay, my bad. It's actually the infiltrator squad. So it's a few eliminators, infiltrators, and so on. It's just a bunch of sniper rifles. I guess I can shoot a few shots downrange, so to speak, on the objective in the bottom center. Or maybe he just want to put in more table presence. He knows that Sami will not engage those guys because there are more important things to kill now. Sami sorta kinda want to kill 3 squads. The Sandblaster shooter unit to the left hand side, the melee unit in the center must die, otherwise it will just keep on charging. And the right hand squad is kinda safe-ish. Some more scooching. So let's see, will they go into the shooting phase? Not really sure what Klangeby is doing now. But I'm quite certain he has combat squadded the... Yeah, he's probably doing a take backsies and just moving his jump pack to a little bit of a different position. Double checking so that he has coherency. So if we have any new viewers, welcome to Fantasia Fanatic 42, brought to you by Fantasia North, and streamed by Rather Than the Perfect, or me, Kim Söderlund. And we had Lennart earlier, but he needed to be an adult and go off and work. So we'll just have to do with me today. And we're streaming right now the top table. Mikael Klangebys with his Death Watch, ranked 3rd in Sweden at the moment. And then we have Sami Sjölander. I am not certain what his rank is at the moment. I can double check Sami's ranking. Sami Sjölander is ranked 37th in Sweden at the moment. Sami got the first turn. He did an aggressive play. Klangeby got the first turn. Played defensively, just moved a melee unit up behind the containers on his side, turn 1. And 1 unit advanced onto the right-hand side objective. Sami answered by moving up his knights a little bit and throwing 2 sacrificial knights onto the center objectives. And that stirred up the hornet's nest, so now everything is streaming out to engage the knights. We expect all of the knights on the center objectives to die with no effort at all. Okay, they're removing again. They're, as I mentioned before, stating intent, and now they're realizing that the intent was not met by standing there, so they're just doing a little bit of a scooching to make it correct. Nothing wrong with that. It's probably that they want to be outside certain ranges or something. And now after some measuring and stuff, they're realizing that, yeah, as I mentioned, the intent is not met. So they're making small adjustments. Not uncommon to see for you who do not visit tournaments much. There's a lot of small adjustments on top tables. It's all a matter about stating intent. So, here we go. Does he even have a psyker, or was that some sort of shot? They're really going by the carpenter's motto, measure twice, cut once. Excuse me, gentlemen, in the chat I will go and get me some coffee so that my throat will last these 2 games. Be right back. Okay, and I'm perfect back for the shooting phase. The heavy intercessors are actually not gonna shoot the frontmost knight, they are shooting the one in the back. Interesting choice. So Klangeby is probably counting on shooting the knight in the back, then with the other shooter unit standing behind the centermost melee unit, he's planning on shooting the knight on the objective and then charging the other knight on the objective. So here we go. I think he had an exploding sixes strat. So there's a lot of shots coming in. Pa, 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 pa. With rerolls. So here comes the wounds. Wow. That's a lot of wounds. With a reroll, I guess. To continue the singing theme from yesterday. Here comes the wounds, everybody. Here comes the wounds, ratatata. Let's see how many wounds Sami gets here. Oh! 10 wounds. Yeah, I agree, Holmström. I'm also surprised that we don't see more Death Watch players. He has been wrecking tables for quite a while, but no one seems to pick them up. Really weird. And I must say, Death Watch is one of my favorite Space Marine chapters, just because of their versatility. It's a very interesting army. People should really look into them. They're very interesting. And they have like one of the most beautiful codexes ever. And so many great conversion opportunities. You can like splice demon and Xeno weaponry onto your marines, make them almost heresy. Boom, first blood. So we will have 3 dead mini knights, I guess now, because I don't expect the leftmost knight to live much longer, and the other one will get charged to death. Yeah, Holmström, they work well against everything, because they sort of kind of have everything. They have firepower, tons of rerolls, so they can wound basically anything. They have very, very strong melee, they have speed. 4 knights, maybe. 3 are absolutely 100% dead. 4 might be a little bit of a stretch, I think. But 3, guaranteed 3 knights will die this turn. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter for Klangeby what he's shooting. He will do basically the same amount of damage if it's a big knight, small knight. He will mess it up really, really bad. Or wait, do we have... maybe he has aggressors in the unit on the left-hand side. Then probably 4 knights will die this turn. I can double check if it's just heavy intercessors and inceptors, or if it's some aggressor mixed in there. There are no aggressors on the left center side, but yeah, another knight bites the dust. If he can charge down the left hand side knight somehow, then we have 4 dead knights, and then you win, Holmström. Then he kills 4 knights. And remember, Klangeby has lost absolutely nothing. He has all of his assets, he controls the entire board. And it's not easy to shift those kill teams, because they're Space Marines, they have transhumans and all of that snazzy stuff. Yeah, we have four dead 4 dead knights, turn 1. Most likely. Unless Sami rolls like God saves, loads all of his dices. So another fistful of save for Sami. Dead, I think, judging from his hand. Does it explode? Nope. Pop. 3 knights down. That hurts. I will double check how many small knights Sami has left now when he loses the last center one. Yeah, Sami is quite he's not really feeling the pressure. He's just, yeah, I couldn't do anything else. And he will lose half of his small knights in the second turn. Not looking good. And Klangeby will have lost absolutely nothing. He will control the entire board. And Sami must walk straight into a meat grinder. Now the former ITC captain comes asking, how are things going? Looks kinda even. He's shooting a few small shots from the melee unit into the knight holding Sami's soon last objective. Just plinking away a few wounds here and there. An extra hit. He seems to have something that causes it to do extra damage. One armor save, takes even more damage. Sam is not far from losing 5 knights in the first turn. Well, this was a painful round for Sami, and as he said, and as it looks, he can't really do anything different, because if he would have stayed back, it would have changed more or less nothing. Klangeby would still go out, take all objectives. He would still be able to shoot everything, kill a few fewer knights, but he would still be what. He rolled to charge. He's gonna move past, and probably tag the other knight as well. Here is the jump axe. That's why they're doing a little bit of a wonky donkey move, and he has a 6-inch consolidation. He needs to double check the distances, because he wants to be within the preacher aura. And now he can base the knight. So we have 3 heavy thunder hammers, if I saw correctly. 3 heavy thunder hammers, a bunch of smaller attacks, and then the back probably setting up to consolidate onto the other knight, stealing both objectives. Now only one objective for some. Oh, maybe he can actually get 5 models onto Sami's objective. Yeah, but I don't think Klangeby will be able to be. But the thing is, Klangeby can probably just ignore his objective. The problem is Sami has 2 small knights. You can barely see the base of the second knight behind the ruin, because the camera doesn't have a wide enough lens, so we can't see the entire table, sadly. Sami will score 4, but it really doesn't matter. Sami will need to pour everything into killing that one melee unit, and Klangeby has a second one ready to go. And Sami kinda needs to expose himself. Klangeby can just move up with all of his shooty troops to take the center objectives, and let the melee guys just keep on going. And just let the pain train slam straight into Sami's hungover face. We have some soon to be failed armor saves for Sami. He explodes. No. Okay. Well, it's good that it exploded at least. The only damage Sami has done is by exploding in Klangeby's face. Ouch. Yeah, we're watching the beginning of the end in turn 2. Rough, rough, rough. And see how fast that kill team is. Like when you can mix those jump packs and those bikes, getting that extra movement and just daisy chaining it back, you get so much movement. He went from his own deployment zone into Sami's deployment zone just by some really sweet movement and positioning. Amazing work. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This does not look like a correct placement, but Klangeby could just move one of the Marines so that it would be a correct coherency. They're fixing it, I think. Yeah, now we're fixing it. Yeah, now it's fixed. Doesn't really matter. The sorta kinda meaningless, but yeah. The damage is done. All the nails in Sami's coffin are nailed in properly and deeply. Holmström, yeah. I have never had the pleasure to meet Klangeby myself. I have only seen my friends get completely obliterated by Klangeby. But yeah, the Alpha Strike from the Death Watch is just amazing. It's so hard to survive. And I think the only reason why it keeps on staying so strong is that not enough people play Death Watch, so people online don't complain about it enough. But it's good. I like to see Marines kick ass and chew bubblegum. They're supposed to kick ass and chew bubblegum. I think that was the end of turn 2. I will go out and double check the points and hear the wailing of Sami, because I don't think he's happy with his position. Be right back. So we have a little bit of a shift in the scoring. Sami is no longer in the lead, if anyone is surprised. Oh, not there. There we go. Victory points for blue has skyrocketed to 28. And Sami is struggling behind on 16. I didn't check their command points, and I don't want to disturb them more than I am already doing. Not that important, to be honest. Klangeby has taken control of the table. Now we need to see a extremely spicy counterpunch from Sami. Even though knights are shooty and punchy, I don't think they're shooty and punchy enough to make a dent in this. So going into turn 3, Sami has lost half of his knights. His small knights, he still has his big one at least. Klangeby has lost nothing. Not a single mini. And okay, I was about to say the most difficult part, but it's just another shit pickle on the shit sandwich that Sami needs to eat at the moment. Even if he cleans up this wave of attackers, Klangeby has another wave that's just as punchy. He still has the shooty assets, standing quite safely far behind on his own objective. He still has another melee unit ready to go and smash even more face. And every single unit will kill at least one knight. Like the one melee unit can probably shoot and charge one to death. The shooty units kills one knight each. That's right, he maybe doesn't have... We need to double check that if he has command points for transhuman. I will go and check the command points then. Very good point. Oh, det var det. Okay, the CPs was almost correct. We have 3 command points for Klangeby. So he has enough for transhuman at least. And Sami is up on 5 command points. The counter-offensive strat, how much does that cost? Is it 2 command points? And transhuman is still 1 command point, right? So Klangeby should be good on command points for this round. But the days of him out-wounding on hits... maybe. Yeah, right. I haven't faced off against normal Space Marines in a long while, so I have forgotten how much transhuman costs. If I can call Deathwatch normal Marines. But we can at least say that Klangeby is probably fine on command points. Probably. But there will probably not be any more auto-wounding on hits strats played for a while. So Sami's doing some wild, erratic pointing. Shuffles his big knight. He looks to be a bit close to that bike. Yeah, I thought so. So while Sami is doing his move, what are everybody painting? What do you have on your hobby tables at the moment? Or have you hobbied enough for this year? Are you building up energy for the next season of tournaments? Personally, I am painting Death Corps of Krieg at the moment. And I'm having a blast painting them. Death Guard Knights and Nids. You have... Holmström, you have a lot on your table. You can come to my home and paint some of my Nids. I have like 90 Hormagons I need to paint, and I can't be bothered. Not in a million years. Well, fair, I guess. I painted like 6,000 points of Tyranids in like 3 weeks, and then I just went, no, I don't want to see. I don't want to see my airbrush again ever. I'm so tired of painting Nids at the moment. Got really burnt out. But at least fun to play. Speaking of Nids, where are our top-ranked Tyranid player? We had a few spicy Tyranid lists, and expect to see them quite high in the ranking. Oh, it's Karl Asplund is the highest ranking Tyranid player on 14th place. That was a bit lower than I expected. We have very interesting, like, top 10. We have Deathwatch, of course, in the first place. But then we have Björn Eriksson with Evil Sons on 3rd place. We had something else. Oh, yeah. Asurjani on 9th place. Mattias Eliasson from Luleå or Boden, I think he is. Really fun to see Asurjani doing some work here. I sort of kind of ruled them out every single time I open the Eldar Codex because they look not so good. It takes forever to finish. What type of color scheme are you painting? So Sami seemed to have done his shuffling. Yeah, exactly. He's undefeated, but too few points. Since we play the 20-0 system, for anyone who doesn't know, when you play the 20-0 system, then just defeating your enemy is not enough. You need to utterly crush your opponent. Because it's the difference in victory points that counts. So for every 5 victory points, you steal 1 point from your enemy and you start with 10 points. So if you win with like 15 points, then with a 15-point difference, then it will become a 13-7. And in order to score a perfect 20, you need to win with 51 points. Grey and blue with red talons. Nice. Do you use contrast paints? That should speed up the process. So I'm shooting from Sami's Knights. I think it's a big knight doing his Daka Daka. I'm not sure what he's shooting at, but we should see soon, I guess. Okay, he's shooting the unit on the right hand side. Makes sense. It's the 1 point that you can easily deny. Oh, you're doing the... so Holmström is doing the stripes. Yeah, that's gonna take a long time. 3 highlights on the Carpus. Woo! Well, I bet it's gonna look amazing when it's done. Looks like he did nothing with the next knight we were shooting. 1 shot, I think. It's one of the Helverins probably shooting in the right hand most objective again. Whoa! So we have 50 to 20,000 points. Oh my lord! I have like 10 tops. Do you have an Instagram where you can see the army or anything like that? Because that looks amazing. That sounds amazing. Sami goes into thinking mode, considering his next move. Oh, you only put them on Facebook? Okay. So Sami is starting to do his charges. And time for fighting. Sami is sighing a bit. I think he's feeling a bit hopeless at the moment. Sami will do a sweep with a few boosts, so we will have 20 attacks. That doesn't look like 20 dices. Klangeby still has 3 command points, so it doesn't look like he is using transhuman here, and maybe we'll use it to interrupt. Now I hear a bit of a cursing from the 40k tables, as it should be. So 3 dead. Sounds like Klangeby is doing an interrupt, I think, or maybe he was just talking about where he wants to put his wounds. Everything hits. Everything wounds. Okay, 1 failed wound. We got a few saves. Maybe Klangeby just thought it will not be worth putting transhuman on those guys. Expecting them just to die. Saving it up for auto-wounding on hits. Chat, is there any problem with the stream? Do you see everything properly? Is it lagging, or has it gone darker or anything? Please write in the chat. Am I gonna take the chat silence as everything looks fine? Thank you, Holmström. Good to hear that it's fine for everyone. Lennart is my co-commentator that's off on work is sneak viewing from time to time when he has time, and he thought it was a bit too dark. But I think it's just some technical issues on his side, not ours. Excellent. So let's see. So we attacked one of the knights. I will double check how many wounds it has. Can't really see the dice. Vad går det Overwatch det där? Oh my lord. It made an additional charge. As I said, these guys are friends, and well, take backsies doesn't really matter at the moment. Klangeby will still ruffle stomp him, and he fired Overwatch, and he caused, what will that be? It will be he has 4 wounds left after the Overwatch. Yeah, that is the firepower of Deathwatch. So that knight might actually go down to the heavy intercessors, punching him in the face. Not impossible. Okay, so the good news for Sami, he at least managed to clean up the first melee squad and re-engage the middle. That's something. So he will score one progressive point for take the middle. He's actually cleaning up quite a lot of those heavy intercessors on the other side. Well, he did some damage. He's trying to claw himself back into the game. But as we have seen with the firepower from the Deathwatch, I think it might be a little bit too little, too late. Because now another salvo will be coming in, or a few other salvos will be coming in. Klangeby can still score his secondaries. Sami is not even close to get into Klangeby's deployment zone. So he's piling in to punch the knight in the face. Everything hits. Here comes the wounding. This is where you should lose a lot of dice. Yeah, only 3 wounds. Okay, it was... Oh my lord! Oh Jesus! Oh, that's so many wounds. Yeah, Sami is considering. Yeah, it's dead. I think it's dead. Did it survive? It survived. Maybe. We're checking the rule book for something. Well, they have plenty of time. They have half an hour to finish this game, so they have plenty of time to check the rule book. So it did survive. It must have. Sami is probably down there. Seems like it. He hits the clock anyway. I have Lennart co-hosting through Messenger, and he said, "Look at that bus! What bus? Kabang!" Yeah, Sami is getting hit by multiple buses at the moment. And I think this is the round, this is the bottom turn 3, and I think this is the turn when Klangeby more or less cleans up the table and re-establishes control over all objectives. Maybe he's playing the fall back and shoot strat here, because if Deathwatch have Inceptors in the unit, then they have a fallback and shoot strat. I will update it as soon Klangeby is done with his turn. I update it at the end of each turn. And that's just to disturb the players as little as possible. Taking a few measurements. I must double check what Sami has standing outside of camera view, if he has anything there. Okay, Sami have two small knights standing right of the bottom center ruin, and one standing right behind the ruin. So that was what it was measuring there. The bike chaplain moving up. I had to double check what he was doing there, and his chaplain has the beacon Angelix. It's basically a teleport to me relic. It's a one use. So now all of a sudden the defensive shooting squad are quite offensive. I suspect that the melee squad hiding behind the crates will move forward too to engage the middle knight, hence killing pretty much everything Sami has on the table. They are doing a little bit of talking. I would normally complain, but they have so much time. Here we go. He's measuring the distance for the bike. Again, this is very, very clever, using the bike just as a connector, so to speak. Jump packs also, then just moving the ordinary infantry behind them. You can also see the confidence here. He's leaving his home objective and just taking the engagement on the center objectives. Even though he's not holding them right now, he just knows that he will kill everything on it. And then he has forward deployed assets that he can use to attack Sami's little fortress. Yeah, the pressure now from Klangeby is just unrelenting. High mobility knights are just pushed into the corner, and Sami can do nothing but react. And the problem is reacting ends up with exposing units and then they die. So I think it's time for shooting. I think. Maybe. I think we have a shooting phase coming up. Yes, here we go. Klangeby is grabbing his bucket of dice. Preparing to hammer in a few more nails into Sami's coffin. Bucket loads of hits. Seems like 7 wounds. Four wounds, and the knight goes kaboummouth. Not too surprising there, but it was close. It seems that it exploded and killed the guy. Interesting. Or, not really that interesting, but it was something. Sami has almost killed more models from his guys exploding than they actually killed. So now he's shooting with the melee unit into the knight standing on the objective in the center. Or in the bottom center, so to speak. So there you go, the close combat unit shooting into the knight. Spicy roll there. Seem to be 3 wounds. Sami had a bit of wishful thinking there, that he didn't spread out the wounds. A few more wounds. Deathwatch is frighteningly efficient at shooting, even though it's a melee unit. Absolutely disgusting. So now we burn the auto wound on hit strat. He's shooting with the rightmost shoot unit that he teleported onto a knight that we can't see, but there's 2 knights standing down there, small knights. And he's gonna blast one of them into oblivion and beyond. Is he going to split fire? Seems like he's split firing. I will go and listen to what he's saying. Yes, I have to double check. We have a greedy split fire going on. Even though it doesn't really matter, even if it doesn't kill both of them, they will be so crippled that any charge or stuff like that will just completely destroy them. And they can't shoot through all of those guys. So that's armor saves. Holy balubas. That is so many armor saves. So that was the first knight down from the first salvo. And now the rest are shooting into the last knight. If this kills the other Helverin, then Sami will have the big knight and two Helverins. One Helverin we can see in frame standing on the bottom objective, and another Helverin is behind his home ruin. Really out of position. Armor saves. So 10 wounds on the last guy, has 2 wounds left. So a few more shots. So the last. And I think that was the death of that night. Yes, we have another engine kill. I think now we have either the kill team standing on the right hand side objective shooting, or it's the snipers. So a few more bullets going into the Helverin next to the big knight. I think they're saying that it has 2 wounds left. The low marine doing some ratatatata. He's trying to charge with the teleported unit. They are in. Oh no, 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 no. And he has aggressors in that unit. Yeah. I think he's checking how he can sneakily steal the objective after he has destroyed the knight by a 6-inch consolidation from the screaming preacher doing his preacher things to the Deathwatch Marines. Okay, a little bit of a shift there. He didn't want to go that far in. Well, probably makes sense. A little bit of shimmying, shimmy shimmy, move the guys. He's probably gonna screen with them after they've destroyed the knight, so that he can touch his shooty squad. And Sami will be forced to shoot, and the huge blob of melee things coming at him, so he can easily steal the objective in the center with the lone marine that's standing a little bit north of the central objective. So four wounds to start off. A little bit of nervous laughing from Sami. So it explodes again. I think that was the third explosion this game. Exciting, exciting. That should be the end of turn 3. We are going into turn 4. And I will go out and check the scoring and the command points. Be right back. Okay. Well, yeah. Sami has already called it. The game is over, but they're gonna play it out anyway. So, Sami is at the moment at 21 victory points, and Klangeby goes up to 52. The CP is absolutely not relevant anymore. Whatever happens this turn, Sami can't go out. He's boxed in. He scores nothing on primary. He's dead. He's dead as a doornail. Sami might be able to kill one of the close combat units, but yeah, he can't get to Klangeby's deployment zone. Klangeby doesn't need to kill anything anymore because he's already maxed out. Bring it down. He will max out Long Vigil. He has done, what's it called? Raise the Ruins. Must double check the name of it. Cripple Stronghold, he's done that every single turn apart from the first turn because he needed to advance onto the objective. Yeah, so Klangeby will more or less max everything. I guess he will have like 100, close to 100. Sami, with a good play, may go up to 30. Maybe. But right now it's only a 31 point lead for Klangeby, and that is not 20-0. It is more like a 15-5, but it's gonna snowball really hard now, turn 4 and 5. Well, while they are doing the last mop-ups, I can say that we will have a lunch after this, and we will be back with Game 5 at 1 o'clock Swedish time, so GMT +1. During the lunch, I will try to get some pictures of the best in show armies out there and show you guys. But I will first get some food in my belly and something to drink. I will probably also stay after the last game and show you one more time the best in show contributions, just so that you get to see them, because I realize as well that you might not want to wait for I think it's an hour lunch. It's more than an hour lunch, so I will make sure that you guys get to see the best in show contributions. All of these games are also recorded, and I will probably upload them later tonight to my YouTube channel, Rather Done Than Perfect. And later we will upload it to Fantasia North's YouTube channel as well. So if you missed anything, then you can always watch it there. We will also record the best in show contributions. I will see if I can get one of the painting judges to help me commentate the armies. The painted armies. Yeah. So Sami does a little bit of punching, according to tradition. Klangeby taking a few saves. He's thinking about removing the bike, probably the best choice. Yeah, the knight is cleaning up some of them. Consolidating not into the fresh unit there. What is happening? Do we have a handshake? Nope. But I think that was Sami's turn. So now it's the final clean up for Klangeby. He needs to kill a total of 3 knights. Sami still has a hidden Helverin in the backline that we can't see on the stream. There we go, the little sneaky marine controlling the center objective. The Deathwatch Bolt Blastering squad keeps on moving, going in for their... Is it their 3rd kill now this game? I think that was all of the movement. I just want to make sure that everything sees the big knight. Everything moves up for the kill. A little bit of shooting. He has 3 command points for out of wounding on hits. So the Inceptors, he was considering rotating Iron Shields, I think. That was why Klangeby was covering the tray. Cocked dice. Time for the wounds. Took 2 wounds. Sami is saying that would be nice if that happened earlier in the game. Is not incorrect. Here comes a second salvo. Not quite certain what's happening right now, but they're still in the shooting phase at least. I'm so impressed with the amount of shots this army is just pushing out. We have a few runaway dice. Someone got really pissed off. Oh, that's so funny when someone loses their shit. Excellent. I'm not seeing these big numbers of damage. I must double check and see if anything is taking damage. We did not see the big damage I was expecting there. We have the big knight has 11 wounds still, and the small knight was down to 8, I think, 8 or 10. So he needs to do quite a lot of wounds. And I guess it's gonna send in the chaplain on bike as well. The Thunder Hammer. I'm double check, is that the Thunder Hammers or is it just normal guys? Yeah, we have two heavy Thunder Hammers, the Slam Chaplain on bike, and then a shooting squad. And then the Inceptors going into the other knight. I guess this is the heavy Intercessor squad? Or it's the Inceptors. Armor saves, a whole bunch of them. Did he fail one? He's punching the big knight. It almost looks like the big knight is not going okay. I must double check the damage again. Can't really see it on this camera. The big knight is down to 5 wounds. So it's very close to death. Very, very close to death. Kaboom. Sami said he was planning on saving a command point to detonate it. Just for the entertainment of the stream. But he didn't. So the big knight goes down. "11 minutes to go on the clock." There we go. Deathwatch is holding all of the objectives, I think. Or maybe they're just contending with one of them. But they control the entire board. They've killed everything apart from 2 Helverins. Sam is doing like hopeless motions, like doesn't matter where I go, I'm dead anyway. Okay, now the game is officially over. Klangeby, there we have the handshake as well. Klangeby is up to 74 points against Sami's 21. And that is the game. Klangeby is in a more than 50-point lead, and yeah, Sami don't really have any assets to retake control of the board. So the game is over. It's 20-0 to Mikael Klangebys against Sami Sjölander. That will secure his position as number 1 in this tournament. And I expect to see Klangeby versus... Let's double check how it looks right now, because I think everyone should have submitted. Right. So we have Daniel Bergström. I think that if things doesn't change now, I think it will be Daniel. Yeah, Daniel Bergström versus Klangeby. So another Imperial Knights versus Deathwatch in the finals. The finals will start 1 o'clock Swedish time, so GMT +1. Don't miss it. I think. But I think we saw the winner of the tournament right now. Mikael Klangebys completely crushed Knights. This is the second Knight player he has crushed this tournament. He went up against Hesselberg earlier, if I'm not mistaken, and did pretty much the same. Sami couldn't really do anything this game. He lost the initiative, started losing assets without getting anything in return. Got boxed in more or less in his own deployment zone. And yeah, he was always the reactive player. he only reacted, he never took initiative to anything. Couldn't really do the damage, took way too much damage. So I'm looking forward to see the final game in about 2 hours. Meanwhile, I will suggest you all go and have yourself a little snack. Maybe bring out some beers, and we will try to get some photos of the best in show. And I will post that as soon as I've taken lunch. So see you guys in a bit.